What's up, guys? It's Rip City Rundown, and this is a video I've been waiting to make for a long time. Blazer basketball is finally back. Finally got to see some of our guys on the floor once again, and it was just a fun night overall despite the result. The Blazers fall 102-97 to the Los Angeles Clippers in Seattle in the first preseason game for Portland of the 2022-2023 season. And in this video, I'm just going to give my thoughts, reaction, and what I want to see going forward for the rest of the preseason. I'm not going to overreact because that is something that I've seen all over Twitter, people overreacting, and I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to give my thoughts and just reaction to this first game. Not going to come to any conclusions, though. Before we get into the video, it is October 4th at 6 o'clock Eastern Time, 3 o'clock Pacific Time. Our website and merchandise will officially drop. Wearing the Bad Shot shirt once again, just letting you guys know how quality this merch is. But at 3 o'clock Pacific Time, you can find that at ripcityrundown.com. So, my first couple thoughts about this game is it was obvious that the Blazers, this was their first game compared to the Clippers, it being their second game. You know, the Clippers came in a little more ready to go. We're shooting the ball better straight from the jump. I mean, the Blazers struggled in the first quarter to score the ball, especially the first 6 minutes. I mean, they were down 11-2 early. But, you know, the team slowly started to find their shooting stroke. I mean, in the end, overall, we only shot 40% from the field and 28% from three. So nothing crazy that you can be too happy about compared to the Clippers, who shot 38% from the field, a little worse than the Blazers, but they shot 40% from three. That was kind of a theme last year that the Blazers would always give up a good three-point percentage. I don't think that's the case this year. From the early signs that we saw, it wasn't the same defense as last year. It was a very more cohesive defense, a lot more effort. One thing that was very interesting is early in the game, Kawhi Leonard went into the pick and roll like 3 straight possessions, and Nurk switched on him 3 straight times. I mean, that was even the first bucket was a Kawhi Leonard 3 with Nurk guarding him. That was a little disappointing because I don't necessarily want to see Nurkic switching every single time there's a pick and roll. But I did notice that it wasn't every single time throughout the game, but it was early and often. I'm just going to go through some of my notes right now, and this is just what came to mind as I was watching the game. Early in the first quarter, Dame and Ant had some staggered minutes. They played the first 4 or 5 minutes together, but then Ant came to the bench early. Dame continued to play until, I don't remember when, maybe around 2 minutes in the first quarter, and then Ant came back in. So Dame was running the offense at one point, and then Ant was running the offense. That's something that I was really interested to see, was how much those two would play together and if they would stagger the minutes like they did. And he staggered the minutes. Chauncey wanted to have that one premier scorer on the floor at all times, it looked like, during the first half. They still played their fair share of minutes together, but I thought that was good to note. Let's talk about Jerami Grant, because Jerami Grant, in my opinion, was the MVP of this game. He proved why the Blazers traded for him, and he is exactly what the Blazers needed. He had 14 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, but he had 1 steal and 3 blocks on the defensive end, and I think that is what you want to look at if you're a Blazer fan. 3 blocks for Jerami Grant. I mean, he is a guy that is going to go up and meet you at the rim. He had, first off, all 3 of those blocks seemed like they were absolute spikes. So he was sending it into the crowd a lot. The issue, he did have 5 turnovers, but, sloppy play in the first preseason game, that's something you're going to expect. And a lot of those turnovers were early in the game when everyone was trying to figure out what was going on. But I thought Jerami looked very, very good tonight. I think Chauncey said it best. Chauncey said, "This is what you guys are going to be seeing from Jerami, man. He's all over the place. He covers a lot of your mistakes defensively." And I think that was the key point. He proved that he is that defensive player the Blazers needed. He was able to help when anybody got beat on defense. He obviously was able to go up and block shots. And then even offensively, he showed a nice arsenal of moves tonight. He had some nice finishes at the rim. He hit 2 of 2 threes. So in his action on the floor tonight, he was even a +4, which is obviously pretty good for a team that was struggling in the first quarter. So I thought Jerami Grant looked very good, and I'm very excited about what we're going to see the rest of the preseason. Josh Hart started over Nasir Little, and I thought that was something that was a little unexpected. I was really expecting Nasir to start, but Josh started, more experience probably, and just as of right now, Josh Hart is a better player than Nasir Little. It's pretty obvious. Nasir struggled tonight a lot, actually. Nasir, I'll just tell you their stat lines. Nasir had 6 points in 15 minutes, 1 of 4 from the field, compared to Josh, who had 5 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists on 2 of 3 from the field, including 2 steals. But right now, Nasir Little is not as good as Josh Hart. But personally, even after tonight and seeing that Josh Hart played better, I still think Nasir Little should be starting, because there were moments in this game when Josh Hart put the ball on the floor and made plays. He had a nice play in the first quarter where shot clock was running down. They were trying to get the ball out to Dame, but, the Clippers were being very disruptive. And Josh just took Reggie Jackson one-on-one spin move and one at the rim. Those are things that Josh Hart isn't really going to have a lot of opportunity to do if he is in the starting lineup. As you see, he only took 3 shots in 25 minutes compared to Nasir, who took 4 in 15 minutes. And Josh is a better playmaker than Nasir. So if Josh is running that second unit, that gives him a ton more opportunity to show his strengths. Now, his strength can still be off the ball and playing good defense and getting rebounds in the starting lineup. But I think Nasir's strengths are shown more in the starting lineup, because Nasir, if that 3 spot is not going to be asked to do that much, because you already got Dame and Ant doing a lot of the scoring. And then we played a lot through Nurk tonight. And then even Jerami Grant had his moments to go one-on-one and try to make a play. And it was clear, as the least amount of shots from any starter was 8, and that was Jerami Grant compared to, like I said, Josh Hart had 3. And I want Josh Hart to be scoring a lot more. Nasir Little, you can ask him to just play defense, sit in the corner, slash, get some dunks, and that's what he can do. And that's all you need that 3 to do. But I think Josh Hart can do a little more if he is that first guy off the bench. Keon Johnson, first guy off the bench for the Blazers. That was very unexpected. I was definitely expecting a guy like Nasir Little to be the first guy off the bench. Obviously, no Trendon Watford or Gary Payton tonight. Trendon should be back at some point this preseason. I'm not sure. Gary Payton will not play this preseason, most likely. Both will be ready for the start of the season, however. But Keon Johnson was the first guy off the bench, and he showed a ton of strides tonight. 8 points on 3 of 6 shooting, 1 of 1 from 3, and 3 assists. And I think those assists are pretty key. And he was a plus 12 tonight in the plus-minus. Now, the plus-minus is a little skewed. A lot of our ground was made up in that second quarter, and in that third quarter, and that was with Keon Johnson on the floor a lot, but that also was because the Clippers didn't have their starters on. But Keon Johnson, 8 points off the bench in 18 minutes. I thought he looked very polished and very good. He was a very good playmaker tonight, and even though he had his fair share of, he had a turnover, he had a couple bad shots. Everyone had that tonight in the first preseason game. It's what you expect. But I thought Keon was very vet-like. Like, he played like a veteran tonight, like a guy that was comfortable, like a guy who knew what was going on. So I thought that was very, very encouraging for Keon Johnson, and I wouldn't be surprised if he finds himself in the rotation come the regular season. Before I get into the last part, which is when I'll talk about Shaedon Sharpe and the rookies, I'll just go through the box score real quick. Obviously, everyone struggled from the field. Dame, 5 of 13, 3 of 8 from 3, 16 points. He kind of got going as the game went on, had some threes, had a 3 earlier in the third quarter. Didn't really get his first shot to fall until late in the first quarter. But again, first game back for Dame in a very, very long time. So still encouraging. I'm glad he played 23 minutes. Our starters all played over 20 minutes. Simons struggled a lot from the field tonight. But again, first preseason game, not going to take too much from it. 2 for 12 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3, 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. I thought we had a lot of good looks, though. I think in 3 weeks, those shots will definitely be falling. So I thought offensively we played a fine game. Nurkic had a very solid game. 5 for 9 from the field, 3 of 4. He got to the free throw line 4 times. 13 points, 9 rebounds, 3 turnovers. But I thought we had a lot of nice offensive possessions that finished with a Nurk bucket. Some notable ones, Jerami Grant driving into the lane, dump it down to Nurk, and Nurk with a nice finish. I thought Nurk went up strong a lot of the times tonight. A couple times he didn't, but more often than not he did, and I thought that was very encouraging. So for all starters, shooting the ball wasn't too good, but to get 20 minutes out of all your starters at least was a good sign. I expect the same thing tonight. tonight against the Jazz. Final thing I'll talk about is Shaedon Sharpe and Jabari Walker, specifically Shaedon Sharpe. I thought Shaedon Sharpe was kind of exactly how I expected. He played 15 minutes. He scored 2 points, 0 of 4 from the field. He got 2 rebounds. He got an assist, and he got a block. But this was his first live game ever in front of a crowd. He obviously skipped college, and then he went in high school. You're playing in front of 500 people. This was Shaedon Sharpe's first ever game in front of a crowd, and you could tell he looked pretty nervous. He wasn't necessarily trying to go get the ball. He was kind of letting just the ball come to him, which it really rarely did. And he played second fiddle, and he sat in the back seat, and he just let the game come to him. Now, he didn't get a lot of opportunities to get the ball. He only had like 1 touch in his first 5-minute stint in the second quarter. But he showed more and more as the game went on. I thought defensively, he played very good. I thought his athleticism was showed throughout the night, including that massive block he had, which was very fun to see. And despite the 0-4 from the field look, a lot of those shots were just contested that he was kind of forcing up because he wanted to put up some shots. So I expect him to get a little more integrated into the offense next game. But I thought for what I was expecting, it's exactly what it was. Nothing crazy. Wasn't expecting him to come out and light the world on fire, but I saw some glimpses of why he can be good. Jabari Walker, on the other hand, didn't come into the game until the fourth quarter, ended up playing the final 9 minutes of the game. And again, just like Summer League, he showed out. 9 points in 9 minutes, 4 of 6 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, and a block as well. And he once again showed that he is one of the most smart. He is the smartest player on the floor most of the times when he is out there. He was playing team offense, he was playing team defense, he was picking his spots in the right times, and you can just tell that his IQ is miles ahead of people his age. So I was surprised to not see him play until the fourth quarter. I would personally rather have seen him a little earlier, kind of see him play with a little more talent out there. But I thought overall Jabari Walker was very, very good tonight. I think that's all I got for this video, guys. I just wanted to give my quick reaction. Again, you can get more of my thoughts on Twitter and Instagram, links in the description. And remember, our merchandise is dropping later today at 3 o'clock Pacific time, so don't miss out on that. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.